Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're supposed to like love your partner year round, not one day. You know,
Yeah.
like people do Christmas. I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to love Jesus like year round. Like Thanksgiving is a dumb holiday. St. Patrick's Day, I guess I kind of get that, but
Really?
I don't like.
I'm like the opposite.
I know.
What the hell
That
even
like,
is that?
I'm like, cool. There's no snakes in Ireland now or something. Like people that celebrate, like white people that celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Like, yeah, I just think most holidays are dumb.
Really, I like the vibes during Christmas.
Really?
The atmosphere, yeah. Not necessarily Christmas Day, but like it's cold outside. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, like I like that little like chill to the air. Like mentally, I think it's a good time of year. It's just like brisk because there's always like wrestling season or something like that. Yeah, I like that like little snap to the air. It's nice. I do like that. All the guys are getting back from strength conditioning.
Oh, was that Jonah?
Yeah, it was like Jonah, Eric, Lam. They were all
nice.
coming back in there with their power walks.
Yeah.
Post-lift power walks.
They're massive labs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Eric can't fit through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cricket's class was good. I haven't done Eric's yet.
Oh, dude, yeah, and that's why you'll see it's like it's good that you have like coaches that are like also on you during strength and conditioning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes a completely different workout.
Yeah, I was like way more chill about it when I was just doing it on my own.
Exactly,
Eric
yeah.
was programming it.
Everyone is chill, like on their own. But like when you have that coach pushing you, then you're like, oh shit, oh no, like I can do more tighter time in between reps. You get more out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's Anish 2.0 feeling?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd say that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I went to Costa Rica and we did a lot of stuff. So the first thing we did, have you ever heard of rape? Do you know what that is?
No.
Or hape, it's
No.
called sometimes. So basically, I got there and landed in Costa Rica on a Saturday. So I didn't know any of these guys, but we got in a van and we went to the Airbnb. And then after dinner, this one guy, Justin, was like, Anish, you want to try rape? And I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, well, you're going to find out. So he like leaves, and then like a group of guys go to do it. And basically what it is, it's like a very like concentrated powder of nicotine, and they crush up these leaves that have like some medicinal properties.
Yeah.
And there's like a tube, and you put it up to your nostril, and you get served. So what that means is it's like a like this shape, and then so you put one in the nostril and with a little bit of that rape on the end of it, so it's right here, and on the other end they blow it up your nose and it shoots up, and then they do both nostrils and it kind of burns for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like cry, like tears come out because it burns, and then it grounds you. It just puts you in the present moment.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I think you just did cocaine.
No,
and then I was like, oh wow.
It's
okay,
like a medicine kind of,
So it's nicotine, like other like medicinal properties. Did they say like what else was in it?
Like a bunch of like plants crushed up and stuff. And there's different types, like strands based on the plants. But it was like, it was kind of intense. The second time I did it, like at the end of the week, I threw up.
Really?
Because I think because the nicotine, it's like I don't.
Your body
smoke or
isn't
anything,
used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a tolerance.
Yeah.
But that was really cool because like you just really feel there in the moment, and like the music sounded so good.
Interesting.
It felt really good, rape. Yeah.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that.
I think you can get it somewhere in the U.S., but
I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
trust
get
it.
It's more like a Costa Rica thing. I feel like I would only do it there.
There's all kinds of like jungle medicine.
Yeah.
That like we can't wrap our heads around that like some tribes and some people have been doing for years.
Oh, wait till you hear this shit.
Okay, no, let's go on.
The next day was combo. So combo, I wonder if I can roll up my sleeve all the way. But basically what they do is, I can't, okay. So you see these like
You see
dots
that?
right
His
here?
arms have gotten so big from lifting with Eric and Cricket, he can't get his hoodie over his sleeves.
Yeah, this hoodie's
Hometown
getting
strength
too small
performance.
because of you see this? So what they do, there's 9 dots that go down my shoulder right here. And so you sit down and combo is like secreted by a frog to create its nest. So that's what combo is. It comes like off the frog and they like collect it from the frog.
Yeah.
And so what they do is they burn 9 dots onto your arm, and then they apply the combo on like your skin there.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of gets absorbed through the skin. And combo was intense. It was not pleasant at all. So we're sitting there, and none of what I'm about to talk about is recreational. It's like more like
it has to be
healing
supervised.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're sitting down. There's 4 of us there. The shaman basically, or the guy, he's super cool, Camilo. He burned all of us, and then I thought like, okay, now I'm ready for it to come on. And then he goes back to the first guy, and me and him are like sitting here in anticipation, waiting for it to come on. And he's like, all right, time to put the combo on. So I was like, all right, take a deep breath. And then the combo, once you put it on, you basically start like purging, like throwing up like a lot. And what it does is it goes through your body and like releases energy, like negative energy or like tension, and you feel really light afterwards. So what you're supposed to do is drink like 2 massive cups of water, like bigger than that.
Yeah.
So you down the water, and then they apply the combo, and you start feeling it come on, and you feel like throwing up, you feel nauseous, really lightheaded, the vision starts to get blurry and distorted a little bit. And then you purge, and in between like every purge, you're drinking like 1 to 2 cups of water. You're chugging water because it works through the water to clear everything out. And then you just purge all the water out on these buckets. So yeah, it was like 3, 4, 5 purges, like a ton of cups of water, and I felt like total ass while I was doing it. And then we went inside and I laid down, and I was at peace.
Wow.
It was really, really, it was really unpleasant. But then afterwards, it was like I felt totally light and just like chill and calm.
And are these all like normal steps they do before the ayahuasca?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they do like, it's like a series of things before they do
For this retreat, it is like the shaman for the ayahuasca. His name is Kevin. He'll go like in the United States on the West Coast and do like 2-day
Where's
just
Kevin
ayahuasca.
from?
Texas. From Houston.
I would be so mad if like I show up to Costa Rica and there's some dude named Kevin with like some tribal face paint on. I'm like, bro, what is this?
No,
like, that's so
I wish I had a
funny.
picture of Kevin, but he's actually an ex-basketball, a European professional
Oh,
basketball
sick.
player.
Okay.
So he's like 6'5".
Oh my god, yeah.
And on the first night, this dude who had sat with Kevin, like sitting, it's called like sitting in a ceremony. So this dude who had sat with Kevin as the facilitator, he was talking to some other guys that also had sat with Kevin.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, I never met Jesus, but I feel like if I ever did, he would have a presence like Kevin. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I meet Kevin, and then you understand.
He just has like that kind of, like, there are people, like, you meet some people that have like that natural, like, light kind of aura.
Yeah.
Like you can meet some people that are like very at peace, and you're like, what's this guy going on
sense
with?
it, yeah.
You can see those people like just like walk through the room like differently and shit like that sometimes.
It's he was so present in the moment. He didn't try to be any way. He was totally just like,
he's just himself.
He's just totally himself. And
That's
he's
sick.
worked out like, because he's been doing ayahuasca and facilitating it for 17 years. He's like 55.
Man.
Yeah, he's like this tall dude, bright blue eyes.
He's living in a different plane of existence compared to a lot of people.
It seems like it, but you're not gonna meet him and be like, wow. It's just like, this dude really sees me for who I am.
That's sick.
So we'll get into that, but
That's
that
really
was like
cool,
really sick. So combo was Sunday, and then Monday was the first night of ayahuasca. So we go to the temple. It's like a farm. So Kevin, he grows the root. So ayahuasca is like a root, like a vine, and then it's also like these leaves from a plant. So basically, the root allows the DMT to be entered orally and then affect your brain, and then the DMT is in the plant. So he crushes both of them up, and it takes weeks to make it. You crush them up, and then you put them in a pot of water, and it boils, and you let it sit. You do that over and over again until it's like this, like jungle juice kind of. It doesn't really taste great, but you know that's what it is. And so then Monday night we go in, and we're all like laying in this massive like circle with beds and in the temple. And he calls people up. So I take my first cup of ayahuasca. What do you know about ayahuasca, by the way?
My dad's done it.
Really?
Yeah, but he's also in his own world. Like, I have heard like it's kind of like I hear it's like a total like I've only heard people talk about like get over like PTSD, childhood traumas, traumatic events. I've heard it's like a very big like enlightening like reset. Kind of thing. Like that's what I've heard, like an enlightened reset for like your mind, body, soul kind of thing. Like that's what I hear about. Like I've never done DMT. I haven't done ayahuasca. Like I like shrooms. I like shrooms. They keep me pretty balanced. I feel like psilocybin and stuff like that. Never gotten like acid or LSD, but like ayahuasca is like kind of like up there. So I'm curious about like what your experience was like.
Yeah, well I'll tell you, so basically we take the first cup. So there's an altar at the at like the top of the thing. Let me show you a picture.
I've heard like
it.
the whole going through it is like kind of rough at first. Like you throw up a lot, like you're sweating and stuff like that.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be. So this is the inside of the temple. Me laying down on the bed.
Oh wow.
It's circular, and then you'll see on the right side there's an altar there.
Yeah.
So Kevin and his people, his wife Melissa, and a few of the other facilitators sit behind the altar, and we do it after the sun goes down. So you can see like there's a few windows, but also like there's a very open. You see how it's very open?
It's very open. Yeah, that's a cool setup.
Yeah, it's super sick, and it's like built in a certain way with crystals underneath. Like it's all about energy and stuff. You know, stuff I don't know about. But it's built in a very intentional way.
People usually lose me at like energy through crystals.
Yeah,
that's when I'm sometimes like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, but it's
like,
built
I get that it's like,
intentionally.
you're in the middle of like nature right there. Everything is kind of like there in nature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like we're in the middle of the jungle, so at night, it's totally dark, and they light the fire in the middle, and so it's a very like ambient, like a good vibe, a good energy, but kind of dark and dim. So he lights some candles by the altar, and then he calls us up 3 at a time to go. Well, first what he does is he blows this like smoke on us. I guess like to protect us or something like that. He goes in one by one and like has this bowl and then the smoke and like has like this leaf thing. And like does like this to all of us, front and back. Yeah. And then we go up, and then so we kneel in front of the altar, 3 of us at a time, and then he serves the ayahuasca basically in like a shot glass, like that's like the serving size. And he gives it to us, drink it. It didn't taste great, but then you go back, and we sat there for 20 minutes in silence for the first 20 while it kind of came on. Yeah. But for me, it didn't really come on like at all that first 20 minutes. And it's really important. I think similar to shrooms, you don't want to go into it. Like if you're gonna take a big dose of shrooms, you don't want to go into it with like expectations or try to will something to happen. Yeah. Because it's like a medicine, and it'll teach you what you need. Yes. Or it'll show you what you need. Yeah. So you can't, try to force it. Yeah. You have to relax.
That's like I've made that mistake where it's like, I'm really mad. I'm gonna take shrooms. It'll make me happy, and instead I'm just a different type of mad. Yeah. And instead I'm just like this artistically mad now, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that happened to some people on the ayahuasca retreat. Like they
really, like they're trying to like make like this. They're like, I'm gonna have this happen, but the ayahuasca's like, but this is gonna happen.
Yeah, instead. Exactly. Yeah. So there was this dude there who was like, he came in with like a big burden, and he wanted ayahuasca to like heal him. Yeah. But that's really not how it works.
It doesn't, yeah.
It might show you some things, but then, the healing happens afterwards as well based on integration.
Because you're accepting kind of like this image of yourself. You're like, shit, this is who I am. This is what I do, that kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly. So me and him, both of us, I didn't know this till afterwards, but, we're both sitting there and feeling nothing for like the first 45 minutes. But I'm totally relaxed, and then I lay down, and about 30 minutes in, they start playing music. So it's very like, there's a guitar, drum, all kinds of different instruments. And there's 2 people by the door called guardians, 1 person by the back door, and then Kevin, Melissa, and like 1 other guy by the altar. So everyone's kind of singing, and they have these songs. And they start playing songs. I don't feel anything. I kind of lay down and then kind of doze off a little bit. And then I open my eyes, and it all hits me at once. Yeah. So it was nothing visual. I didn't see.
I was gonna ask if there's like any kind of like visual change, because even me, like when I've done shrooms, like even like the 3-4 gram range, I don't have crazy like visuals.
Have you ever have you taken more and had visuals?
I don't know. Like people say you're supposed to see visuals after like 3 or 4 grams and stuff like that. Like I can see stuff like patterns can like repeat, and like I see stuff like shift around a little bit, like stuff's a bit more alive, but like
it's nothing crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, I've never seen like walls melt. I think that's more of like an LSD thing.
Yeah, or DMT,
or people like don't. Yeah, I don't know, but like people like I'm like I've never seen crazy visuals, but I do feel like that. Oh shit, I'm a light in this world. Okay, I feel good. Yeah,
that's kind of what it's like. You know, it's funny. The guy next to me, the next morning, we had these journals, and he was writing in his journal during the ayahuasca. And the next morning, we were talking about what he wrote down, and he wrote down, "Why is George Washington here?" Because he looked over, and George Washington is right there, like with his, with his hair and shit. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he writes it down. I was like, okay, he got heavy visuals.
Bro, okay, I think like the most heavy visual I kind of got, like this was, and I think it's just like my brain, because like your brain will like look at something differently to accept it. Yeah. I went downtown to like Teats one night to try and watch fights, and I can't stand like the downtown scene and club. I'm just an old crotchety bastard. Yeah. And I remember I'm like just waiting to get like this, because I was like, okay, like there's no one here yet. I'm here early for the prelims. I was like, I'm vibing. Like then some dude's like standing next to me, and then I was like, this guy's real, I think. Yeah, okay, I think he's real. Yeah. And then I remember I just saw like this gaggle of women that I could tell I just wouldn't like. They were all like, looked the exact same, had like that strut, like they walked into the bar to ruin some guy's life. Yeah. And I was like, oh, those are velociraptors. And then like, they all looked like birds to me for a little bit. And I was like, cool, all right, I'm hanging out now, yeah. Oh, but then and there was like this brain, like, they were women, but then like my brain was like, look at them like birds, like raptors, like here to ruin. Then I was like, oh, okay.
That
like,
totally sounds like
and it's just like, but like it wasn't like a velociraptor that's gonna scare me. I just like my brain was like, this is a bird walking. I don't know, like my brain will do that sometimes. Yeah. Like I'm not actually like, oh my god, it's a velociraptor. I'm just like,
you kind of know that you're tripping.
Yes, so exactly. But like because I know I'm tripping, my brain's kind of let's have some fun with this.
Yeah.
Like
exactly. So nothing like too crazy. You know, one guy.
But George Watt, that's wild.
It's weird, and that was random, super random.
You didn't have any of that, like any crazy visuals? Yeah.
Zero visuals, like nothing. Everything looked totally normal, like
I
no
wonder if
like
it's dependent like on the person.
I think it is, because even on shrooms, I don't have heavy visuals, so maybe like.
But it's also, I think, I'll talk to people that like have like thought maybe it's the brain damage, but I think it's because like your brain is used to working in a different space. It's got a different type of space to work in, different space to like relax in, different space to like think through. Then like some people that don't have like that can lose their shit on shrooms. Like I've heard people like losing their mind, and I'm like, how? How did that happen? You know, same thing. People smoke weed and they're like, I went crazy, and I'm like,
yeah, that
doesn't happen to me.
You were probably crazy before you smoked, and before you were probably already fucked up, and it just showed it to you.
And it just showed it to you or something like that. I feel like that's what happens. Yeah, and I feel like with you were probably the only person in that group that fought like Muay Thai.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, probably. So I can imagine your experience was probably like, I'm not seeing George Washington. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know what was crazy? There's other guy. And by the way, all these guys that went on the retreat were like 30 at the youngest and like 45. Okay. So I was like by far the youngest guy there. So this other dude, he was a bit older, I think like mid 30s, and he had lost his mom a year ago. Or 2 years ago, and he did his first ayahuasca retreat a year ago. Oh wow. And he was still kind of grieving his mom at that point. And he took the ayahuasca, and he heard, so his grandma used to like make this sound every time she would come in the door. So he heard that sound, and then he looked to his right, and he saw a little girl, visualizing it, it's not real, a little girl come up to him, and he knew it was his mom, a younger, you know, his mom.
Oh, it's heavy, yeah.
And she came up to him, and she was like in black and white, and she came right up to him and said, "It's gonna be okay."
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, isn't it?
That is nuts to think about. Like, that kind of shit, like, makes me nervous. Like, how does ayahuasca go? Well, he took over a small village. You know? Like, it was not good. He is a warlord in his soul, apparently.
Yeah, so some crazy shit can happen. And then that same guy, I think it was the same night or that same experience, he, like, looked over a bit later and saw like a girl who was tripping on ayahuasca, and there was like a demon sitting in her lap, staring right at him with yellow eyes. And so he got up and walked out, like sat in the look at the stars for a bit.
I was just thinking about that like yesterday. Like I was on shrooms, and kind of like every day, and I remember like sometimes like if I take them too late in the day and I lay down in bed, like sometimes like I'm like that almost sleep, like you'll get like your dreams kind of start like before you fall asleep, and there was like this yellow-eyed demon whispering to me. I'm just like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm just like, wait to sleep. But that's just me. Like if I were to see a demon, I'd be like, oh shit, that's probably me. Oh fuck, let me talk to it. Yeah. Damn, that's wild.
That does happen sometimes. But he knew for some reason that the demon was hers. It was her demon.
He was seeing like her shit.
She had some shit that she had to work out, but the demon was staring at him, so he just walked out. Weird, right? I had another guy.
That demon's going like, she's gonna marry you. Like that. That's probably what it was.
And another guy, he like did ayahuasca once and had like this warrior type figure, like samurai type thing, just kind of like over here, and it was just like staring at him. And even after ayahuasca, he's still there for years.
Whoa.
It's like just kind of here. It's like this presence.
Yeah.
And when he did the ayahuasca, it was like staring at him. And through like self-development and work, he's kind of got it to look away.
Whoa. Interesting.
And it's still there.
Wow.
Maybe it's like his ego, or like it's like something within him needs to be fixed. And as he's fixing it, the warrior's kind of like looking the other way and going away, but it's still there with his back turned.
Did he say like what his things were or anything like that? I guess, I mean,
he didn't get too deep.
Like divulge, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they do, but he didn't really tell me, but he must have been going through some stuff and working through some stuff. And now he's kind of like the Warriors the other way, but it's still that kind of like that scares me. Like, oh shit, like I could have a little demon right here forever. Like, I don't want that.
Like, I don't want that. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy my croissant. Like,
exactly.
Some samurai breathing down your neck, and you're like, come fuck off.
Yeah, like what the hell, bro?
Do you want one? And then I'm in a coffee shop trying to feed my samurai demon. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Do you want a croissant? Okay, sorry.
So. Yeah, those are some of like the things that people.
But you didn't see any crazy visuals.
No. So what happened was, okay. So after the first hour, they're playing music. The music's like I'm vibing with the music. It's like
I can tell like there's something like the music was like helping you like.
And one of the guys who was playing the guitar, doing the music, the facilitator, he had his phone in there or something, and he recorded every song like in there. So I can play. I can like let you listen to, some of them, the ones that I really like, and part of it. So you can get the feel of the ambiance, and you can also like hear the crickets and all the bugs and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can hear the fire crackle. So it's super sick. So about an hour into it, Kevin calls up everyone, if you want a second cup, come up now. So, the ayahuasca hits me about 45 minutes in. I'm laying down and I kind of like open my eyes, and it's all somatic. Like it's feelings within the body, not like visually anything. So at first it kind of feels like, I wrote it in my journal, like fire ants going in my blood.
Whoa.
And I said, it sounds painful, but it really like wasn't. It was kind of just like energizing, kind of like releasing. It wasn't like a painful thing. But it was like intense kind of. So I'm laying there and just kind of working through the medicine. And he calls up the second cup, and I like sit up, and I see people going up. I'm like, fuck no. Because it's all hitting me at once. So, I'm working through it and whatnot. And then it transmutes, it changes from that like energy to like love and bliss. Yeah, love. And the music is hitting like really good. So then I get up to go pee, and as I'm going to pee and like as I'm walking, you like walk outside the temple and up these stairs to where the bathroom is. And like I'm looking at the stars and I'm looking at the ground, and it just feels really good.
Yeah.
Like, I feel really good. But I've felt good before in like my day-to-day life.
But this is different. Like this is like
not yet. This is just like good. I feel good. So I go use the bathroom and I come back in, and a lot of people had taken their second cup, and so John, the one who had the mom and the demon, he's outside, and because they're taking rape, they're getting rape shot up their nose
while doing
ayahuasca, because it kind of makes it a bit more intense. I was not doing that.
Sounds intense as it is. It's like I don't do heroin with more heroin.
So they're serving rape, and I'm like walking back to the temple after using the bathroom, and John's like, "Have you taken your second cup?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't yet." He's like, "Oh, the second cup will hit," and he gives a big smile. I'm like, "All right."
You're like, "Bro, you were just talking to a demon." I don't know.
Well, that was a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, that was a year ago.
Yeah. So I go back in, and then to the left, there's like this girl who is like a facilitator. They call her the guardian. So I tell her like, "Hey, when Kevin called for the second cup, I didn't go up. I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now." She's like, "Okay, I'll tell Kevin." So I go and I sit back down on my bed. Kevin comes up and he's like, "Did you take a second cup?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "All right, after the song, come up." So I go up, he lights the candle at the altar, I kneel, and he gives me like, not a full shot, but maybe like 80%.
Yeah.
So I take that and I go back down, and that's when like, it's just totally transformed.
That one like come on like really quick?
It came on quick, it came on very quick. The music, so they kind of ramp up the music. The music at the start of the night is kind of like chill and mellow. I'll pull it up. And then as the night goes on, it gets more and more intense. And so I took the second cup.
How long did this all last?
We probably drank the first cup maybe around 7:30 p.m. And maybe after the ceremony probably closed around like 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay,
that was like kind of the whole thing. And then we sleep in the temple. So the music's ramping up. I'm laying down. I've kind of like released all the energy or whatever during the first cup.
Yeah.
And now I'm totally present. And it's like nothing I've ever felt. Like not even close, not even comparable. Yeah. Like I've done shrooms, like 3 grams, 4 grams. But this was totally different. And this isn't true for everyone. Like you're not just going to take ayahuasca and then be like, filled with love.
Yeah.
Different people have different experiences. But I guess this is what the medicine wanted to teach me.
Yeah.
And I was like listening to the music. And so there's different ways to purge. You can like throw up. Some people shit. Like one guy, the medicine told him to shit, so he just shit himself. And I was like, what the fuck?
I've heard of that happening. I'm
not going to do that. Another way to purge is tears. So tears just started coming out of my face, but it was like total bliss. And I like, Kevin was singing.
Happy tears.
Total happiness and like love and presence. So I'm like purging with the tears and just, they're going on. And Kevin, he's usually behind the altar, but this one song is like very powerful. He has a deep voice too, and he's, like I said, he's really tall.
Yeah.
So he gets up. Imagine everyone's lying. It's totally dark, and there's a fire in the middle. And he's walking around the fire with his drum around his neck, and he's singing with his deep, powerful voice. And I'm like just in love and bliss. And I open my eyes and I see him, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like this man is like Jesus, and he loves me. But he wasn't even looking at me. Yeah. I said, he loves me. I feel so loved. I feel so like protected and safe. And it's kind of like weird to say, but like, and he didn't even look at me. He was like singing his song. And I wrote down the next day like why that is, and I can read that. But yeah, so they played the music, and then I felt that love and bliss for a long time. And then Melissa, which was his wife, started talking. Like there's different phases. So like they'll play music and then they'll be silent. Sometimes they'll talk, like towards the end. They'll stop the music and Melissa will just like talk. And she said some like really deep things. Like one of the things she said is raising kids is just us parenting ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like healing your own wounds as you raise the kid. And so that was one of them. And she said other stuff too. And so after that, Kevin told everyone to come forward and wrapped up the ceremony basically like with a prayer. And everyone was like, just.
What was the prayer like? God. Not like religious, more like something like the universe probably, or.
Yeah, more like that. Like, thank you to Mother Earth for, you know,
that makes sense.
like stuff like that. It's like very like nature oriented.
So that like when you said that you took like the second one and you said you felt like present and love, was that like you're in the middle? Because I felt that like when I do like the 4 or 5 grams, like I'm like, oof, I am just like, I'm like in the universe. Like this is me in the middle and this is good kind of thing. Like,
I didn't feel much of that.
Okay.
It felt more like, not so much the universe, but it felt more like connected with Earth.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Like more like nature and Earth. And I wrote.
That's why I tell people, is like, don't do shrooms in the middle of the city. Do shrooms in like the woods. Do shrooms like by the sea.
Connected to nature.
If you do shrooms in the middle of the city, you just hate homeless people even more.
Yeah, exactly. So you definitely want to do it in nature. And I felt really connected to nature. And I was like, you know, whoever made the movie Avatar, he definitely did ayahuasca.
He did drugs and watched Pocahontas and rewrote Pocahontas. Yeah, that's what happened.
Basically, man. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, Avatar. What I thought to myself,
when they talk about like, because like everything is attached to the earth, everything comes from the earth, everything they do is through that.
Like the people in Avatar, when they kill an animal, they like go up to it and pray and thank it because they're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
And like they have that love for everything, and they connect, you know, with their hair to the animals.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that's like real. In a way, that's
it's a very real. Like some people say it's all like hogwash, and I'm like, not really. You gotta like open yourself up to it. But like,
you got to.
Like my uncle, like he's an avid hunter, and he always like thanks the animal. Yeah. Like it's like he's a strong, devout Christian, but he thanks the animal. And like he learned that from like Native Americans and shit like that. Like avid hunter, but he said like in Alaska and stuff like that, like natives up there were teaching him like the importance of that, and like it blew his mind.
Yeah.
My dad being like a surfer, like he would think, you know, it's like you thank the earth for the waves and stuff like that. You learn how to like you thank the earth for this, like that kind of stuff. Like it's that, and I tell you, like it's a very cool thing to feel, and it's like that like connection to animals.
Yeah.
Like that's why like people say like, oh, you can't have that connection with a dog, and I'm like, have you seen me encouraged? That's my little child. Like you can always feel like certain energies, like certain animals. Like you've been around horses.
There was horses there, yeah.
Like I always tell people, like those have like their own energy, like if you're used to it, yeah.
So, you know, and also like while I was there before the love and bliss, and I was like laying there, and I was thinking like, what are our hands? Like, what are our teeth? Like hair?
That is
like we're really just
our
like
brain on drugs.
We're animals.
Yeah, we are.
We're like lizards, and us, and all the animals are just one.
Yeah.
And like we are not like conquerors of the earth. We're like part of the earth. Like, we are just part of this massive organism that is Earth, and we're just going to be a blip in its entire life.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, wow.
That's kind of like how my brain like operates most time, like microdosing and stuff like that. Just trying to be like a part of everything. And because I have had points in my life where I try to like cut myself away.
Yeah.
And so like shrooms always reminds like, no, open up to the good energy, open up to this, like, hey, don't forget, like, and even with my like recent health, it's like, oh yeah, life is like, in the big scheme of things, like I tell young kids, like, look at history, because then you realize how fast like your life is.
Yeah.
Like, are you something in history, or are you just a speck of dust? Like, we are all like, nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
And when young people realize that, like, oh shit, like life is so important because it is so fast. Like I tell people, like, shit, I'm like halfway through.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky, I'm halfway through. And even like I tell people at 20, you could be halfway through. You just don't know. And people are like, oh, fuck, but it's a good thing. That's why it's so beautiful. Like, I've had to tell you that. Like you have to accept death. Death is horrible, but it's beautiful because now you realize how precious this little bit of time we have is.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I think in day-to-day life, you get so caught up in these things that really don't matter.
So much bullshit.
Yeah,
there's
so much random
bullshit.
stuff. And you get so like sucked into things that really, they won't matter in 5 minutes.
Nope.
And they sure as hell don't matter in the scheme of the earth.
Yep.
Your life does not matter that much as you think it does. So it's good to release that tension and, be grateful and be present that you have an opportunity to live on earth and be a soul and experience the suffering and experience the love and experience all of it.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the feelings that happened before the love and the bliss overtook me. So the music got better, and then he ended the ceremony. And but because I took my second cup late, when he ended it, I was still kind of like...
You're like, well, I'm not done. I am in the universe still. Fuck.
Yeah. So he kind of said, all right, dinner is up. So like there's a staircase up to like a kitchen where they had like soup and, very light but good foods. So if you want dinner, go up there, keep the temple quiet so people can sleep. And then that was the end of the ceremony. So I went back to my bed and I kind of like was laying there for a little bit. And then, it felt so good. Like I would touch the ground and just be like, wow.
You could just feel it differently. Yeah.
Like everything.
You feel like like a connection to dirt and stuff like that.
At the end, around the fire pit, there's dirt and sand, and they have us put our hands there, and that's when we pray and like thank the earth and all this stuff. And it was like very, like eye-opening that first night. So then I go up after like 30 minutes, like dinner's wrapping up. There's like one bowl of soup left, so I can take it, and I sit down with this guy who. I told you he really wanted something out of this, and he came in with a big burden. And so even for the first 45 minutes of his experience, he didn't feel anything, just like me. But I was relaxed, and like I said, all right, whenever you're ready, teach me or whatever. And if nothing happens, that's okay too. But he said, I forced it. Like I was like really trying to see something, feel something, and he just got really angry. Like someone would move and he would get pissed off.
That's what I was talking about, like where it's like I'm trying to like that shit. That's nuts.
Yeah, and he was very irritable when he was laying there, is what he told me. And then after the second cup, he felt nothing. So it was just like a terrible night for him.
Yeah.
And then because I was so present, I was still like off the medicine and I was still coming off this amazing experience. I was so present. I just like looked him in the eyes and I gave him some great wisdom, what I felt like. And then he looked at me afterwards and he said, wow, you're an interesting person.
What'd you tell him? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was like...
We rewind to a week ago, it was you just screaming at him. Ah!
I told him...
Sorry, that's where my brain goes to. Like, my brain works like a bad SNL sketch where I'm like, you were on ayahuasca, you might have screamed at him. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I was very like chill and just like in the moment.
Yeah.
And I told him something along the lines of, you're trying to get something that you already have. Whether you go into the ceremony and have this crazy powerful experience or you feel nothing. You could have sat there and taken both cups and stayed sober the whole time and felt nothing. You're still whole, just like you were before you walked in. And you have to realize that there's nothing the medicine's going to give you that you don't already have.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And I said it in a more profound way too, probably, because I was just totally fucking tripping balls. Inside, a good feeling, not visually. But I told him that, And then he said, wow, you're so interesting. And I said, oh, okay, cool. And he said, no, I mean that in the best way. And so the second night, he got what he wanted. He had a great experience, yeah, which was cool. But
so you like ayahuasca like a couple nights in a row?
It's 2 nights.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 ceremonies back
so
to back.
he learned to accept that, like, hey, the letting go part is very much on you.
Yeah, and that's what he said, letting go. Those were the words he used.
So hard to fucking do, man. Jesus
And he
Christ,
talked to me, and he talked to other people. And the next morning, I saw him sitting with Kevin, and they had like a really intimate, like deep talk for a while. And I'm sure Kevin like gave him some great wisdom. And then the second night afterwards, he was like, yeah, I got what I was looking for. So here, I'll read you what I wrote the next day. Because, you know, sometimes when you're tripping, it's like, or there's so many ideas.
These are whole, like, workbooks.
So, yeah, so, you know, so the retreat, it was led by a guy named Jay, and it was the immersed retreat the whole week. And it's very, like, intentional. This is not like a recreational thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to go do ayahuasca. Like, I'm going to just go do shrooms or something. Or I'm going to go smoke. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So I committed to it, like, in June. And then he sent everyone a workbook, like, 2 months prior to the ceremony. And he said, all right, the next 2 months we have to prepare. So no alcohol, no drugs, you know, eat clean, exercise, meditate, breath work, all this stuff. And we did, like, these prompts and calls weekly before the retreat, and then during the retreat there's space in here like to write and stuff as well. So it was all very, very intentional. So I wrote a ton of stuff, but I'll read you like I felt so connected to the music and to Earth, like the movie Avatar, the blue people, how they connect to everything. That's what I felt like was real. The director of that movie probably did ayahuasca.
Deep thoughts with a niche.
Yeah, for real. Just wait till you hear this though. So after I spoke with Carson, you know, I gave him some wisdom, then I went to go to sleep, and then the next morning I started writing. So let me see, where is it? Okay, I'll read you about Kevin. I think you'll like to hear about Kevin. So I remember laying on my back and enjoying the music, and the emotion got stronger and stronger. It was bliss, love, protection. I opened my eyes to see Kevin walking. And remember I told you he had his drum, he was walking. So he was walking, and that was like looking at Jesus. He was towering over everyone, tall, like a silhouette. His voice was deep, and most impactfully, his presence. It was so powerful. I felt taken care of, seen, witnessed, loved, and cared for. The ultimate masculine, grounded father figure. I was overwhelmed with bliss and love like I've never felt before. I was so grateful to be in his presence. It's not comparable to anything I've felt ever. And then his wife, Melissa, she like spoke for a bit, and I said it was like the yin and the yang. Kevin was protection and witness, and she was forgiveness and compassion. It was like the masculine and feminine roles just perfectly embodied fully, you know, and unapologetically.
Yeah.
And it was super cool to see. So this is what I learned. You know, I thought it was just a feeling, but it wasn't, you know, just a feeling. I actually got a lesson. So I also realized what love is. Love is presence. It's not words or actions. It's being there for someone. That's it. It's that simple. It's witnessing them for who they are right there in that moment and being there. Nothing more and nothing less. I discovered this when asking myself, what was it about Kevin in that one moment that made me feel that love? Answer is one word, presence. I felt seen. Nothing had to change. Not me, nor him, nor anything about that moment. And the thing is, every moment is like that. Every moment is perfection, exactly how it is. The question is, are you there to see it? Are you witnessing the absolute, total, and complete perfection in every moment, exactly how it is? I realize that I'm never in the present moment. I always feel like things should be different than how they are. And by doing that, the perfection of now and here is not seen by me. Everything I'm after is here, right now, as things are and as I am. Thinking things should be different or should be some way, but not realizing they already are some way. And that way is perfect. So when I spoke to Carson, so the guy who really wanted to have a great experience, I was just there, not wanting to change anything. My gift to him was my presence, and that I knew was enough because it was enough for me. We all just want to be seen for who we are, without judgment or thoughts, just seen. And to be seen, the person needs to be present and acceptant of the moment, not thinking of the past or future. And because most people can't do that, they never see anyone as they are, and therefore cannot love who that person is because they don't know. They only love the version of that person they've created in their mind because that's all they know. That's all the other person is to them, who they want them to be. The key is to look past that and let it dissolve. Forget who you think a person is and accept them as created anew every moment. Their value is not in who you think they are, it's in who they truly are. Can you see that? Because they'll feel it.
I say something to a lot of people, something that goes over the head, where I'm always like, where you're at is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that is something like I learned a long time ago. Whether it's a good moment, like every bad moment has good things to come from it. Because hey, that shit's over. Oh, thank God. You know, and that's a good thing to think. But I tell people all the time, where you're at is where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Presence, being present is so hard, and it's something I talk to Talia about all the time. Like I feel like learning competition at a young age, like you're forced into the present moment in like crazy ways.
Yeah.
And then even seeing like a person in the present moment, like what is this person's true self?
Yeah.
Like I tell people, like, you know, I have a fault of always looking for like the best parts in people, but it's like why I like sitting here, because I always see like that hardworking side of that person, that teammate side of that person.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, no one here is fucking perfect. I know I'm not, but like
sure.
you get to see like the best parts of that people, and you hold on to that. And that's also why I can sometimes like bury the hatchet with people, because I still know it's like, all right, I've seen like the true side of this person. Yeah, they're flawed. It's also why I love them.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Is that that's sick. Yeah, dude.
That's true. I feel like a lot of these lessons, like I learned here.
Yeah.
And they just
like
came out.
I was like, damn, that sounds like everything that you can learn in a gym. Yeah, it's true.
Real.
Yeah, and you learning that at your age is a game changer for like the rest of life.
Yeah.
So I feel like you were having like maybe, would you say you were having like an identity crisis the past like year and a half or so, or like 2 years, like with the online? Because you said like you were, like someone said like they saw you as like something else or something like that.
Yeah. He said, you know, when I met you, I saw you as how you wanted to be seen, and now that I know you, I see you for who you are.
Yeah.
And there's a gap there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say so. You know, but I think that's true for most men that are young. You know, you have to figure out who you are.
It's hard. It is so hard.
Especially, you know, if you were told you were a certain way. Well, I'm not saying this is true for me, but a lot of people, you know, are told they're a certain way by people when they're young, and they have to unlearn those things when they get older to find who their, you know, true self is. So I think that's a process all guys go through, and I think, I was probably going through that.
Yeah.
Like doing the online stuff. Don't want to be like rich, you know, hustler.
Like
world
those,
traveler.
like I remember like you were talking about those alpha active guys, and I was like, damn, those are some bad attitudes to take through life and shit like that. I was like,
yeah, it can be.
And I think just because like I come from like the combat sports environment like my entire life, like my attitude or like my mindset of like what a leader is and like what an alpha is, I was like, it's not like a show.
Yeah,
it's just constantly
exactly.
doing this thing, constantly living a certain way, being a certain way. Like that's alpha.
100%. Like Kevin was not like this macho guy. He was like tall and he had presence. And
very
he laughed,
enlightened,
and he cracked jokes.
Very much understands what it is to be a man.
Exactly.
And be caring, be kind. Like people forget like the hard parts of being a man is like being as caring as you can be, like, you know, if you have to be dangerous. Like, and it's like very cheesy to say that, but I feel like if you're a man, you should have something that you can like stand up for yourself with.
Yeah.
And I feel like it helps you. Doing that helps you actually do more of the loving side, more of that caring side. Like that's what I tell people all the time. Like I like to help people because I know how easy it would be for me to hurt that person.
Yeah.
And I don't focus on that hurt part.
Yeah.
Like I love to. Some days I'd love to focus on being that hurt part, but I'd rather be the helpful part.
Yeah, and it makes that helpful part so much more like meaningful.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the capacity to, you know, stand up for yourself or, you know, put your foot down, then the help and the love.
Or it's even helping other people do that. Like learning how to stand up on their own, learning how to love themselves, learning how to stand up on, learning how to open their own fucking doors for themselves.
Yeah, and you know what a good quote I heard is that you can't teach what you haven't learned.
Yeah.
So if you can't, you know, figure that out for yourself, you can't help other people do it.
No, that's why I'm always figuring out learning different things so I can try and like regurgitate to people so I can help them with it. Or I have a friend that's very good at that thing. I can point them in that direction.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, that was the first night. The second night was a bit more mild. It was just kind of chill, felt good, listening to the music, nothing crazy or profound.
Was it more like you were kind of just still like sitting with like the good energy a bit, kind of?
I was, you know, but the second night really was a challenge because I had seen such a positive first night it was kind of difficult for me to go in without expectations.
Oh, interesting.
Anything less
were
than
you
the first
thinking
night,
like, oh my God, I'm gonna be twice as enlightened? Is that
no.
like you were?
What I wrote was, I know that yesterday was great. I'm not gonna expect that today. I'll get what I need, whatever that is, and I'll just go. I'll set my intention
That
and go
in
in.
itself is a great life lesson.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to those great days.
You can't.
You
can't
do,
hold on to it.
right? Like,
No.
you don't want to be the guy talking about your one good football game
Yeah,
from
like
high
that
school,
one
man.
fight you won.
Yeah.
Or it's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and like people are still like trying to live off of that, and I'm like, bro, then like it's over.
Yeah,
like,
it's over.
Now there's like the next day. The next day could be horrible.
It's not real anymore.
It's not real anymore.
It's only real in your mind. Other than that, it's not even real.
Yeah.
So it's time to live in the moment. You know?
Yeah, like living in the moment is like, I kind of tell people it's like what helps time slow down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like with this in like my brain, I'm always like a year, 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead, 4 years ahead, like thinking about problems that haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
But then like that can make you a little stressed out. Cause like when you talk about like, you know, you're talking about the kid like being a parent, you're getting to like kind of start over a little bit because that's around the corner for me. So I'm just like, and I'm like planning like everything good, everything bad that could happen as well. But then I have to remind myself, wait, be present now to prepare for that in the future. It's still just like, you don't know. Like so many people get caught up on stuff that hasn't happened yet. That something bad ends up happening because they just didn't let it happen sometimes. Like you have to, like a fight, you have to prepare for it. But like life, you can't be always prepared for life. Life is going to happen no matter what. No matter what you had your plan for, life is going to be like, well, this is what's going to happen. Deal with it.
Yeah, like part of life is the downs. Is like
downs. Yeah,
it's like life is not just like the average to great moments. Yeah. It's everything below that.
No, it's like you have. I've had to tell this to a lot of people where I'm like, man, you have way more like what the fuck moments. Way more like even I tell people like, what is your thought of a bad moment?
Yeah.
You meet some people and it's like, hey, your idea of a bad second, their idea of a bad second, completely different worlds.
Yeah, totally.
And usually the people have had some horrible things happen are the ones that can understand that just like even better.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the people that haven't had like terrible experiences or come to the realization that, you know, you have to find the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Like those are the people that when they get cut off in traffic will get pissed off or like can't find their, you know, can't find their phone.
That ruins their day.
Yeah. Like,
and you're like, what the fuck ever.
Yeah, there's like so many bigger things out there than that, than you, like taking yourself that seriously. It's like, bro, you don't even understand what's out there, what's beyond this, you know, the phone or whatever it is.
Yeah,
so.
People are stuck from here to here and they don't realize it.
Dude,
like they get on phones and they think that they're attached to everything. I'm like, that's not good, man.
It's not real life either.
You gotta cut all that shit away and just kind of put your feet in the dirt a little bit.
Yeah, I saw like this picture of, it was like, I don't know, a Subway or a restaurant, some public place. And the dude who took the picture, he went home and photoshopped out all the phones in the picture.
Yeah, it was people like looking at and they all look like psychopaths.
And it's just, bro, what are we doing? Like,
I hate it. I hate how many messages come through this thing like every fucking day, and then sometimes like I'll pee, then I find myself like I'm like, oh damn it, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
Damn it, why'd I do that? Yeah.
Exactly. You know, but you need a phone to stay, you know, connected.
Yeah.
And for business and for life, but that's why I deleted social media.
I was like, blame you, dude. Social media is such. I just kind of keep it for my business. And
yeah,
for
you
events
have
coming
to, you know,
up.
for the business, and I'm sure it helps.
Even
a lot,
I try to tell people, like, even like my social media, I either want to make people laugh, or I want to show people like, hey, this was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I hate it when I hear people getting caught up about like they're posting what they're going to do, what they're going to be, and they never do the thing, they never become the thing.
Yeah.
They put all their energy into posting about it instead of becoming that thing.
Yeah, and that was me.
Like it's, you know, people make these online presences and it just does not carry over.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's way better to like not have a presence and just be a dope person in person.
Just be dope in person, that's it.
It's like under promise and over deliver. Rather than the opposite, you know, over promise and then under deliver. It's like underwhelming who you are.
No one likes that.
Yeah,
no one likes that. All dudes have done that, trying to spit game over a phone. They're gonna hype up, and then they're like, oh, I get nervous on dates. Oh no.
Now it's like the opposite, you know, just
be like yourself. Just be present.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to prove.
Exactly.
Like I tell people like all the time, like go into conversations with nothing to prove.
Yeah.
And if you go into a conversation with like what you do on a daily basis, what your accomplishments are, like they're all there.
Yeah.
And if that person hears, they can be impressed, or they will have no idea what they're talking about. And I always tell people, like Talia sees it, like I'll go talk to people, And then like I never talk about like what I do until someone asks.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, oh, I do da, 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 and then they're like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I know, I look like a stoner, but whatever.
Yeah, it's like super impressive when like you find out, you know, an accident or like, or you ask and they're not like putting that like first, you know, in the
usually
forefront.
People have to come up and like talk about what they do, who they are, and stuff like that off the bat. Are usually doing that from like a place of like insecurity.
For sure, looking for validation.
Looking for like that, looking for validation. It's like, man, that's why I didn't like high school. I was never looking for like that high school validation. I was like, this is,
Yeah, 100%.
I got away from that a long time ago.
Yeah.
That like quest for validation, instead of that quest of just yourself. Look for yourself.
Yeah.
Not everyone will understand it, but like if you understand it for you and it makes sense to you, then it's a great thing.
Yeah.
And they can't take that from you.
Yeah, for sure. So that was the second night. So the second night, the lesson was don't expect anything, and I was kind of disappointed
because then like yours wasn't that great, but then the guy you spoke to got what he wanted to out of it.
He got everything he wanted. So it's like, you know, it's easy to have a great experience and tell the guy who didn't have a great experience, you know, you should do this. And then now the roles are reversed.
Yeah, I was like, that's actually really
funny,
cool.
right?
That's really funny that I was like, that's the universe right there, dude.
Yeah.
Like that interaction, that's the universe right there, man.
But I didn't have a bad experience like maybe he did. But it was in comparison not as good. So maybe he could have, you know, it was bad, but it really wasn't a bad experience.
Yeah.
So it's all perspective. So that's like what I learned a lot on the second night, maybe even more than the first night with no experience, really. Just a chill night.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
What you're going to get, you're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah. So those were the 2 nights of ayahuasca. Then the next day we did a sweat lodge. So out of bamboo, it was like built a sauna in the jungle basically. Yeah. Out of bamboo, made like an igloo shape, and then put blankets on it, and then a hole in the middle with rocks like that were really heated up. We did that for 4 hours. So it was pretty intense, but luckily my weight cuts and all that.
You're kind of used to it.
I was like,
trucking through.
I've been through this, you know, before. My weight cut from my Jacques fight was worse than that. So, so I was kind of chilling, you know, on that. And then after that, we got out of the sweat lodge and dove into the river, and it was very nice.
Sick.
Yeah, because we were all really so hot.
Yeah.
And the river was so cool and refreshing. So that's what we did that night, which was Wednesday. Thursday, we did a hike up a mountain. Really cool views, and we camped out there. And then Friday,
did you feel anything like in the ayahuasca, like in your system still for a couple days after?
Not the ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Because it's actually like, you know, only a couple hours.
Yeah. So it's like kind of like in and out.
Yeah. It's not like a 12-hour thing, or it's kind of in and out for maybe 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
I mean, it's like mentally, how did you feel?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's a different, like, you don't feel like the same stuff. Like mentally, everything's like kind of rewired. How you're looking at the next couple of days. Yeah.
Definitely. And
that's what I like is like the next day after taking like 3 or 4 grams.
Yeah, you have to like
the next
try
day
to
you're just
what you learn.
Well, it's not just that. I feel like I'm still. It's like I'll like feel good in the moment. The next day is like great.
Really?
Because it's like that. It's like still. I don't know. It's weird. It's like the best parts of like what you did the day before are still there, which it doesn't like really carry over like actual day-to-day like hustle and bustle. I always think like the day after I do like 3 or 4 grams is when I'm the most like
very chill,
the most relaxed, the most like in tune with everything, like something like everything's good the next day. That's why I didn't know if I was like, oh, you still feel that.
It was like the opposite for me, because I like was shown like it seems like the kingdom of heaven within. Like I was shown that on the first night, the love, the bliss. And now I'm back to like how I was, my state before. Yeah. And I have to remind myself, you know.
But you still remember like what that felt like. Your brain can kind of like go back to it a little bit, right? Is that
not really?
No, okay.
It was so different than my normal state. Like it was so intense, like love and bliss. I can't even like really imagine the feeling. Yeah. It was like so different.
Well, and I get that because like I always say like what I feel is like from like shrooms, like happiness, bliss, content, like good energy, and then like I tell myself, I'm like, motherfucker, it's always there. Technically,
that's
technically like that's what I was thinking. Like it's always there. You know, like
it's always there.
You know, like the exact feeling of being on the thing, like physically, maybe what you saw isn't there, but like that feeling. Of like energy, that good vibe, like that is technically always there.
Yeah. So the next day, I didn't.
So that's why I was like, it's like everything still felt like you kind of go back to that. That's what I was curious about. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
so I can now.
Yeah.
Like, but the next day, I was kind of like, damn, I wish I could.
Your system was probably shot. Like, your nerves and everything was probably a little shot.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, you know, how do I live like in that state? Like, I know that state is achievable.
It's hard.
Through a lot of like, I'm sure Kevin lives in a state very close to that.
A dude that does he live in Costa Rica?
He's lived in Costa Rica year round for 17 years. And he's probably done ayahuasca over 1,000 times.
Okay, that's different. Like he is completely like remapped.
Yeah.
Like and that's like you'll see when people talk about like the people that have like PTSD, traumatic. That's the only reason I'm interested in ayahuasca a little bit is because of what they say. Like it's good for like people that have traumatic brain injuries. Like doctors look at me and go, "You're not supposed to read or write or talk," and I'm like, I don't know. Like and so I really am interested because like they say it can help you like really rewire. A lot of stuff.
It can.
Yeah.
It can for sure. I think it's
and
like
that Kevin guy is probably on a different plane. He probably wrote the Avatar movies. No, that was James Cameron.
He wrote the music. When you hear the music,
but yeah, it's
like
that guy definitely lives like in a different state of existence.
His consciousness is very elevated and he's very present and it's something to strive for, but he's been doing yoga for 20 years.
Yeah, like everything he does is mindfulness and inner talking, inner communication. Like like some people are like, that's all hogwash. I'm like, no, the fuck, it's not.
Dude, it's not.
It is not.
It's not. You meet a guy like this, like you think about Jesus and you think, oh, like why do we still say his name 2,000 years later? It's like the dude had a presence. You can't even conceptualize what that is because you definitely have not seen that in your life. Like you're not going to go outside and meet a guy like that. That takes years of work. He's done the medicine over 1,000 times. And it's funny because what he would do is he would like, to make the medicine you have to go mash it up and like the vine and it takes hours and it's work. So he would take the plant and the root to this waterfall where he would sit behind the waterfall in like a little cave. And he would drink ayahuasca, and he'd be on the medicine while he's making the medicine, and he'd also be like writing songs that he plays during the ceremony. Just like
that dude, if he's like just taking a shot of ayahuasca and operating like that, then he is on a different planet. That is badass.
Yeah, because imagine like everyone.
It's really hard to like live that way.
Yeah.
But when you have like that kind of life, you're in Costa Rica, you're always doing that. Like that is such a great place to live in. Some people can't wrap their heads around because they're caught up in a lot of other shit. Even me, like I'm caught up in my own shit, my own anger management and shit like that. And I see guys like that, and I'm like, damn, I'm fucking jealous. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people when they go and they see that, like especially me at first, I was like, damn, I want that. But do you want all the years of work? Are you willing to sacrifice everything for that?
I have different ways of looking at it. Like I see people that live like Kevin does, and I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I see that, and I'm like, but that is not for me. Because I feel like because my childhood was chaotic, that like my day-to-day I still need like this is to me is like still chaotic, but it's like the chaos that I want. I can't admit if I did ayahuasca for 17 years weekly, I probably could live that way of Kevin, but like me, like I need that little bit of controlled chaos because that's where I find the best part of myself. Like if everything is like I don't do well on vacations because 2 days of being relaxed, then I'm like I can't function like this. How the fuck do people operate like that? Like I need that busy. But no, it's like I'm jealous of people that live like that, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, cause I need, like, I don't know, like I need that, not anger, but I need that adversity. I guess. Yeah. I feel like Kevin lives a life without adversity, but I'm like, damn, what is that guy's adversity?
Oh, definitely not. Like he's gone through that adversity, and that's how you come out
like
the other
that,
side.
Like that's how like he like spent years as a professional athlete, spent years building up. Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah.
That could be cool. That could happen, but I don't know how well I'd live in it. Maybe I got to do ayahuasca now.
Maybe.
Hey, babe, we are writing off an ayahuasca trip for my health. Business write-off.
The next one is next December.
Oh, are you going again? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to go again. It was like...
Damn. Oh, so you're going December next year?
Yeah, next year probably.
Does he do it just like once a year trips, or is like every couple months there, like once a month kind of thing?
He does. So Jay, the guy who hosts it, this year he did one in March in Costa Rica, one a few months after that, like end of summer in Austin, Texas. And Kevin and Melissa went to Austin and they did a ceremony there. And then his third one and second one in Costa Rica was this December. But next year he's only going to do
I feel like I would like to do one in Austin. That'd be cool. Yeah. But Costa Rica, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm weird. I feel like it'd be cool to be like, do ayahuasca and just go check out Austin.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. I know they really like the Austin experience. Like the guy who I was sitting beside during the ceremony, he went to the one in Austin and he said it was like a really cool experience. He really liked it. And Kevin and Melissa are going to be in Washington and California and back in. They're going to like do some states on the West Coast.
But he lives full time in Costa Rica.
Yeah. But his like full time like profession and life
just
is
ayahuasca.
Shaman. Leading ceremonies.
Wow.
And his ceremonies are so good. I asked like another guy who's done a lot of ceremonies. And I said like, how would you compare your experience at Kevin's ceremonies versus another shaman or like another facilitator? And he said, if Kevin is like a 10 out of 10 or like a 9.5, a 10 out of 10, the next best thing I've been to is a 2.5 out of 10.
Wow.
So it's like and Jay, the guy who organized the whole thing, he was like, Anish, like you got the best of this experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's like finding a good coach first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got blessed and I found John Shell and then you, and it's like I haven't really had a bad coach, thank God. And you just find a good coach, find a good facilitator, and you just feel blessed.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with this now? Like this new understanding, especially you're 23, and you have this understanding. Like that kind of shit is don't look at it like a burden, but like I kind of tell, like as I tell people, it's like like I have horrible anger management, which people are surprised I'm always doing things that help me like manage it. And some people are like, oh man, I wish I'd be like that one day. And I'm like, no, you fucking don't want to be anything like this. But but people see it like how I'm happy, how I have enjoyment, I have fulfillment. Like every day is fulfilling. And people don't have that. No. So like for you to be at like 23, you're around other 23-year-olds. Like, what do you want to do with this like newfound like fulfillment, peace, love?
It's one thing.
Yeah.
It's presence.
Presence, yeah.
Yeah, being there in the moment, not thinking about past or future, being able to see people for who they are.
Yeah.
And one thing Kevin said that I really liked, it was something along the lines of all you need to know that to know your value is to feel your breath. And just by being alive, that's enough.
Slowing down and breathing, dude.
Yeah.
People don't really, you can feel, you're feeling yourself. And people don't take time to do that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I want to be present more often. And that's like, so I'm like, I started doing yoga every day since I got back, just so a couple minutes.
But that goes a long way. Like as I tell people, like just like I like to wake up and just stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you are kind of like, you're listening to your body, you're listening to yourself, you're kind of just getting like your shit in tune.
What's up, Courage?
Dang, it's the worst. That's what I tell people, man. Like so many people just don't know what that feels like. Like, mind, body, soul connection. Like just breathe, motherfuckers. Just take a second, breathe. Like some people, I think, like don't breathe deep enough.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a big thing.
Yeah.
I learned that remember Harrison who came in a couple times?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like big into breath work, and he was like, all right, I'm going to watch you for a minute. I was like, for what? I thought you were going to teach me like breath work exercises. So yeah, we'll start in a second.
And he was like watching how you breathe.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah.
He was like, all right, so you took 16 breaths, and you want to ideally only take 6 or 4 or something. I was like, what the fuck? People like breathe like that? And he's like, 4 seconds in.
I did nothing feels better than just a deep breath.
Yeah.
And you can hold on to a bit, and then you can like think clearly.
Yeah.
And then another deep breath. Like so he says like 6 breaths a minute kind of thing, or
something like that. Yeah, like
I catch myself like doing less than that sometimes, I feel.
Yeah. Which is good. Like that regulates your nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system.
Keeps everything. That's also like why I tell Ty I'm always like so relaxed. Yeah, just focus on breathing. Ty's breathing pattern.
Yeah, you have to focus on breathing. That's like so important, and it's not taught. Like you don't learn that.
Yeah.
In school or anything. But what the heck? That's like the most important thing.
Like if you're fast breathing, you have fast thoughts. If you have fast thoughts, you have fast reactions.
Yeah, because fast breathing is like fight or flight. Like you're telling your body like, okay, something's happening.
But that's like I tell people like, hey, and you'll hear me talk about that in a fight. You make some space. Like that can put you ahead by so much. And that's what I talk about, like that deep breathing in a fight. Like you're gonna need to learn how to make that space. Oh shit, here we go. Like I'm good to go. Like some people get stuck just like panic breathing.
Yeah,
panic breathing
and
the entire
that
fight.
Causes hesitation and tension.
Yeah.
Just today when I was tech sparring, I think Kyron, he was like, "You move so slow and so smooth," and I said, "It's just being relaxed."
That's it.
You know,
Yeah.
just being relaxed and breathing. And someone told me that yesterday too in the clinch. Like, wow, you're so relaxed in the clinch.
Just breathing. Like I tell people, it's always just like breathing.
Breathing
That's
is the key.
That's all it is.
And I learned that after that first PKB against Isaac. Like,
yeah,
it was a great
you held
lesson
your
to
breath.
learn.
You know, I was like, oh shit, yeah. It's like trying to breathe too much at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And then not breathing enough at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, breath is a good lesson that I learned.
Presence, yeah. No, that's good that you have like everything circling back to like making it present, making it present, making it present.
Yeah.
It helps you solve problems in the moment. And if there's actually, I mean, it helps you do the thing in the moment very well. And let's say if something goes wrong, it helps you react and rationalize like what's going wrong better. Like, you know, it's like if Talia and I both hear a loud noise at the same time, her reaction, mine is like, I wonder what that was. Like, let me figure out, are we okay? Oh, we're fine. Okay. And like my brain always goes to like that first thing of like, oh, then we're fine. Okay, now let's see what happened. Maybe someone's hurt, like stuff like that.
Yeah. So.
Breathe, kids.
Yeah. All right.
Nah, dude, that's good stuff, man. Proud of you, dude. That's it. Like, that shit, like that is like hard shit to like unravel and figure out at your age. Because now, because like there were dudes at that trip trying to figure that out at 45.
Dude, yeah, like guys were like, 45, had this massive burden, divorced and like trying to figure it out. And I'm like, oh shit, and a lot of them were like, dude, Anish, you're so young. Like, I can't wait to see what you look like in 15 years, doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, I guess I am blessed in that way.
Yeah, because now you're just like an older version of like that kid I first met. And I was like, sick, dude. You're doing the thing. You're still being yourself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to like I tell people, like sometimes you lose sight of yourself to re-see who you are. Yeah. And people need that shit. People need that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're in the facade and the facade is good, there's no reason to let the facade down.
Yeah.
Or
like
change it.
I've never given myself like any titles.
Yeah.
I kind of go like, hey, what title did that person give me? Coach? What the fuck? Why'd they call me a coach? Like, I never called myself coach one day. Like, I never called myself like a fighter.
Yeah.
It's always like, I will do this thing, and then the world will see me for who I am and what I do. And the world sees me as a coach. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm a coach.
Yeah,
like, I'll take that. Yeah.
Titles are given to you.
Yeah, titles are given to you. You don't, like, not created. Yeah, if you create your own title, you are not that thing.
Yeah, and you box yourself in, What if you don't want to be that forever? Because if you really attach something to your identity.
Well, it's also like people will create that identity, like they create that box, and now they're not giving that self-made identity room to grow.
Yeah.
Like my coach title like isn't in a box.
Yeah.
Like it's always like this growing thing in different areas. Some days I'm coaching Muay Thai. Some days I'm coaching wrestling. Some days I'm coaching business. Some days I'm coaching life. And I'm like, all right, I'm just over here fucking coaching.
Yeah, you're being Trevor. And
that's it.
Say,
like
that's coaching.
And like my mom who said like, yeah, Trevor's just there. And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, you're just where you need to be. And that's where Trevor needs to be. And I'm always like, all right, I'll use that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. People put themselves in a box in martial arts a lot. Like,
all the time.
When I came and grappled with like the new guys, like the young like Zakia and all these guys, I was grappling with them, and like I was like, all right, well, like take me down or whatever, and I was like barely resisting, and they like wouldn't take me down. Like they were trying, but they weren't really like committing. And I told them afterwards, like why didn't you take me down? And he was like, well, I don't know. I just thought you were better than me. You could defend it. And I was like, you saw me as better than you, so you subconsciously chose to not take me down because you didn't want to break that frame you had of identity. But the truth is, you know, no one's better than anyone. We just both are. Yeah. We're just there.
We're just there.
You know? So commit to the takedown and take me down. I'm not better than you. You can find out if I'm better than you after we roll or whatnot, but you have this image of me.
I've seen a lot of people with bad technique beat people with really good technique.
Exactly.
Because they just didn't put themselves in the box of being a loser.
Yeah.
Or being worse.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, yeah. You see that all the time in martial arts. You see that all the time in competition. Like, people find some success, and then they build, like, this box around the success to try and keep it safe. And now that success is stuck in a box. Yeah. And they're never going to go back to it, never going to go back to it, never going to go back to it. Got to break the box.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. Don't let the box happen, kids.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, good shit, man. Really good shit. Yeah.
That was a good pod.
That was good. No, it's cool to hear like the other side of stuff on that too.
Hell yeah. All right.